Hello ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. H here. I wanted to show you how to do a hardness test on a stone like we're going to do in class today. I found this piece of quartz at a rock shop and I want to know if it really was quartz and my husband couldn't cut it into a beautiful jewel or if they scammed me. And one way I can tell if it's quartz is pretty hard and I need to do a hardness test. It's pretty easy to do. They need simple tools. I have a piece of glass, a steel nail, and a piece of copper. And with those three things I should be able to tell pretty close if it's likely that that stone is quartz or if I got scammed. To do a hardness test, I'm going to start out with the glass, because if I look at my Mohs scale, and I have one here right up on my computer, I know that glass is going to be, quartz should be at about a 7 here, and it should be able to scratch glass. So I'm going to give that a shot. So I took my piece of glass, and I'll just take a corner that doesn't already have a scratch in it, and I rub my crystal on it. And when I looked at it up close, it's kind of hard to tell with this camera, there was no scratch there. So I thought, something's up, because quartz should be harder than glass. I should be able to see a scratch, and I can't. So I decided, well, what about the steel nail? The steel nail should be at about a 6. So if it's quartz, it already should have done. I know it's not quartz because it couldn't scratch the glass. So let's see what it does to steel. So I rubbed it on the steel, and it didn't actually even scratch the steel, but it powdered onto the steel. It actually left a mark that I could wipe off. So I know that it has to be softer than steel. And steel was 6. So we have to go down to figure out what it is. Let's see. So now, my next indicator that I can measure with is a piece of copper. And I just took the piece of copper, and I'm picking a side that doesn't have a scratch on it, and I'm trying to scratch it. Now I can rub it on the copper, and you can see that it scratched the copper. It made a big X. I know that it scratched the copper because if I can't wipe it off. So it has to be harder than copper. So if I look on my scale, I know that copper is at a 3, so it has to be between a 3 and a 6. I'm pretty much guessing that I got scammed, because I think instead of quartz, like they said I was getting at the rock shop, they sold me some really inexpensive fluorite. And I could tell that by doing my hardness tests and using these 3 tools to test with. Always start with the glass, then do the steel nail, and then go down to copper. You even can go way down and use your fingernail and see if it'll scratch your fingernail or not. Because your fingernail, if you look on to the hardness scale, anything that'll scratch a fingernail is between 2 and a 3. Okay? So that would be somewhere between maybe calcite or gypsum to calcite, some in there, 2 to 3. If I can scratch it with my fingernail, it's something really soft like talc. And that's how you do a hardness test with some very simple items. Have a good time in lab today, and let's see how you do as scientists extraordinaire.